Oi, gente, aqui é a Camila do QN e eu tô aqui hoje com os meninos do The Social. A gente vai bater um papinho super legal sobre músicas, influências, então fiquem ligadinhos por aí. Hi guys, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Hello. I am Keaton.
I'm Thomas.
Alexander.
Mark. And we are The Social.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for spending a little time with us. The first question I have for you guys, the first The Social song came out in 2019, which was way before the world imagined we were going to get into a pandemic situation and quarantine. And recently you guys welcomed Mark to the band, but we want to know how is the creative process before and after quarantine, and how did this last year change your lives?
Yeah, so going back to before COVID times, we were just writing music, hanging out, seeing what came naturally when we were just hanging out. It was just the three of us before, and then COVID hit, and I feel like for me personally, I felt pretty uninspired during that whole time. So I feel like when you write music, you kind of draw inspiration from life and things that are happening around you. And I didn't have a lot going on, so it was like, what do we write about? We were still hanging out a bunch, and we had some songs written that we did record and work on, and some that are still actually coming out. And then when we were thinking about, getting back out and playing music again and like, where are we going to go from here? It became apparent that it'd be good to have Mark in the band. And we were jamming together, and it felt really natural. And we always wanted to be a four-piece band, so it kind of just worked out, and it just felt right.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think part of the focus on the writing process. We would take trips. We haven't done one with Marky yet, but we'd definitely do that in the future, where we would just like take a week off or a few days off and just focus on writing music and hang out. Cause like we don't get to do that here often, cause everybody has to work and pay rent.
Life stuff gets in the way,
But that's what we've been doing, and we've realized that it's super beneficial and effective for us to do that, and we'll be doing that for the writing process in the future. Just taking trips, like we've gone to Big Bear here in California and Idlewild. So like anywhere that's not here.
That's amazing. And you guys recently released Okay With Me, which is perfect. And since the band started, you guys released singles and one EP, but we want to know, when is the Social album coming?
Ooh, full album. Well, we don't know. It's hard to say, because I feel like these days it's like so difficult to get a full-length album together. Especially like we're fully independent. We're funding everything ourselves. We do everything ourselves, and it takes a lot of time to just like get that whole body of work together. It's something that I think all of us really want to do eventually, but I feel like the timing just has to be right, and I think we're still just in the building process of building a fan base that is going to be there for the album when it's coming out, and I think it's probably more beneficial right now to just keep putting out music consistently, and singles are a lot easier to get together quicker, and I think that's kind of where we're at with that. But I think a long-term goal is definitely have an album next couple of years, if not sooner.
Yeah, we definitely want to put one out. But like Keaton said, it's like there's a right time for putting out an album. It's not just like, oh, let's get out an album so there's one out there. Yeah. It's like, let's put out a really good album that will put us, where we want to be.
Yeah, and reach the maximum amount of people. Like Keaton said, we're still growing, so maximum engagement online is kind of priority right now, and doing that with like bite-sized singles is more effective. It's more of like a strategic approach. But I would love to do like a big record and like do it right, But that's more of like a long-term goal.
Right. There's trial and error too, figuring out like what works on stage as opposed to like an album, because that's a big thing too. We've had records where it translates really cool, like when you're recording, but then playing live, we're just like, it doesn't like feel effective as much. So like that, like understanding what it means as a band, like what kind of records we'll make for an album, you know?
Yeah.
If we like want to tour that album or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point.
I feel like there's songs that we might write for our album that we just won't even play
They'll
live.
never be played. Yeah.
Or we might even have songs that we write that don't end up being recorded that are just like live songs that just like feel really good when we're jamming it together in the room. Yeah. So yeah, definitely can look forward to that in like, I would say the next year or two. Yeah. To do a full length record.
Well, I'm definitely gonna be anxious waiting, super excited. And still into the music topic. We know that music is something that communicates worldwide, and we all have influences in our lives from bands and artists. And we want to know, what are the biggest influences for the social as a whole, and what are your favorite bands?
Mark, you want to start us off?
Yeah.
I already know.
Arctic Monkeys.
This guy's
Amazing.
You like Arctic Monkeys? I know.
Arctic Monkeys for sure.
Yeah.
Does everyone want to just say one?
I'd say Michael Jackson for me.
Nice, yeah.
I have a wide variety of influence, but for this band, I would say probably Phoenix.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I would say like Walk the Moon, probably. It's like, yeah, for at least for this band, it's interesting because like I listen to so many different types of music, and like I feel like you kind of have to like choose what direction you want to go in as a band. And it's nice because it just basically becomes a collective of like all of our own personal favorite styles of music coming together, and we all kind of have this like alternative sense, but it's nice to have like a blend of different things going on. Yeah, definitely bands in like the alternative world.
That's a very different range from Arctic Monkeys to Walk the Moon, but that's amazing.
Yeah.
And now, Alex and Tommy, I want to know from you guys, how was the first contact with Keaton, and how did the social start? And then I want Mark to tell us how has been your experience since you joined the band. And then if you guys want to tell us a little bit of if you guys imagine the social working so perfectly as it does, and how was your life before everything that happened?
Yeah, so I first met Thomas in 2017.
Yeah. We started.
Yeah, we started.
I was in another band previously, and my band had hired Thomas to play bass.
Yeah.
Actually. And then years down the road, I met Keaton, and he was looking for a drummer for his solo project, and I went and auditioned, and we just hit it off. And I remember one day he actually texted me and was like, "Hey, you want to meet up for coffee?" And he was like, "Hey, you want to start a band? I don't do this solo thing." And I was like, "Hell yeah."
Yeah.
We put out an ad on Craigslist. He found it. I totally had like forgotten, not about him, just like
previous band had broken up.
Yeah, and I kind of like just stayed away from like that group of people and kind of just started a new
from scratch.
Yeah, scratch, and like building new relationships. And then that's where he saw us online and was like, "Yo, like, are you guys looking for a guitar player?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, dude, for sure." And it was meant to be, and it was instant. Keaton really liked him. Obviously, we had gotten along before, and we had played tours before. We had gone on the road, and like we had developed a friendship. And then now it's like it's cool that it came back. And then recently, Marky's in the picture because
Keaton's girlfriend Tiffany. I played bass in her band. I started playing with her in 2018, and then Keaton's just super supportive and always and like very involved and just helps out with everything with her. So we just built that relationship, and then we kind of just started jamming. I asked him to help out like on a record for me, and then we started talking more and just like hanging out. And then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna go start coming back playing live shows. You want to join in on the live set band? Like not necessarily join the social." And then I was like, "Yeah, definitely, of course," because I love playing, love jamming. And then just kind of we sat down one day. They're like, "Hey, you want to join the band?" I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
I feel like Mark's just like such an obvious addition. Just his music style, the way he plays, the way he writes music too. Like we or just getting into the whole writing side of it, but it's like, it's been really natural. And that's kind of our whole thing from the start, just like making sure everything felt organic and just like, it's going to be a good time if we just sit in the studio and hang out, or if we go somewhere else, sit at a coffee shop or play video games, whatever it's going to be. And like, just a very organic relationship. And another cool thing we all realized, like, before we got together in this band, we all like kind of went through a period of like, what are we doing sort of moment of like, what do we even want to be doing music? Like
existential crisis.
A moment of like, is this really what we want to do? What are we doing? Feeling just kind of like lost in like whatever it was. And even Mark, like before he joined in the band, he was telling us like, it was before he started working on his own solo music. He was just like, what am I doing here? And like, where do I want to go in music? I just thought that was a really cool, like, thing that we all, you know, felt and agreed on. Then we came together and we're like, all right, we're gonna start a band.
Now we know what we want to do.
And it's like we all just like, we want to make music. We know the kind of music we want to make, and it just feels very organic and natural, which I really like.
Well, it's just amazing that you guys are together now. We fans, we love the fact that you guys found each other and keep making music. Now, Keats, let me ask you, we know that the social is a huge success and each song is better than the other, but Emblem 3 recently announced a single, Champagne Drinks for Tomorrow, actually, on July 2nd.
Yeah.
And we want to know, how is it for you to work with these two projects simultaneously? And what else can we expect from Emblem 3 now that there's a mini tour coming up?
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing. I was pretty cautious about it when I first brought it up to these guys, because I was just like, it's such an intimate relationship to be in a band and to like make music together. But at the same time, it's also just like, we're just making music. It's supposed to be fun. And it's a very complicated relationship with me and Wes and Drew. But there's a lot of fans that really like the music that we make together, and I'm interested to see how it goes. And I'm really grateful for these guys letting me, you know, do that and express the music that we're going to express. And I think there's time and space for everything and all different types of music. And Emblem 3 is like just a completely different band and a completely different vibe. So I'm not even sure where it's going to go or what it's going to look like, but it's happening. So we'll see.
Well, again, I'm excited. I'm super excited, to be honest, because the last time Emblem 3 was here in Brazil, it was 2013. And I was there because I'm an Emblem. So, but what we really want to know is the social. When are you guys coming to Brazil? Do you have any plans for traveling around the world or somewhere specific?
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
I wish we could today. It's something we've always talked about a lot. Like, we really want to be a touring band and get out and play more shows in front of people. And it just has to make sense, because like, we don't have a ton of money right now, and like, it's hard to get down to Brazil.
The resources.
The resources, and like, just to making sure the fans are going to be there, and that we're not going to lose a bunch of money if we book flights and do the whole thing. But I'm hoping that it's something that we can do in the near future. And now with COVID feeling like it's lifting a little bit more, and some shows coming back, I have high hopes that we will be out playing shows again, and definitely stuff in the US and local, and like just getting out as much as possible. And then hopefully we can build the fan base and build our resources and get down to Brazil and other places in the world sooner than later.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna happen. But we're just keeping
still building. And there's obviously a big fan base in Brazil, which is so cool. And the more that hype gets generated and the more people are talking, the more that a promoter or a venue from down there is going to actually present us with a situation.
Yeah.
Rather than us going and like kind of like doing that ourselves, they'll be like, hey, there's a lot of people here that want to see you. Let's figure something out where you can come down here.
Yeah.
So the more that, you know, you guys talk to other people and spread the word, the more that becomes actual possibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
We're
you
so
can
grateful.
leave this with us. We will definitely talk about a lot the social because it's amazing, and we're super happy that you guys dedicated this little time to us. Just one last question. Can we have any little spoiler of what's coming? Any new songs? Any new videos?
Yeah, we do have we have some new music coming.
It's the first one, the reason.
I can play a snippet of it.
Yeah, play like the last chorus or something.
Let me pull it up. I'm just pulling it from the notes. Oh, should I do a last chorus?
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll pull up the session file.
Yeah.
The song.
Front row seats.
It's called "Let Go," and it'll be our next single, probably coming out next month. Ish.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. So soon.
On the hush.
Yeah.
Yes. Just waiting for it to open.
This is why a record takes so long to put out.
I'm so excited.
That's the last computer.
There you go.
There we go. Want to play last chorus?
Yeah, like maybe like a bridge out or something.
Cool. Let's do it.
Oh my god. It sounds amazing. Yay! It makes me just even more excited for us to listen. But anyways, guys, I just want to thank you guys so much for having this little time talking to us. Super excited for what's coming. We wish you all the huge success, the best, a lot of health, love, and God bless you guys. And well, if you want to say something to your fans down here in Brazil.
Yes, yeah, same to you. Thank you so much for the time, taking the time with us today. And just to everyone that's listening, like, thank you so much. You don't even know how much it means to even just like listen to our song,
sharing it
with your friends. Like it means the world to us, and that's literally the only reason we're here doing this. Yeah, hopefully we get to see you all very, very soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We love you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.